is saying it's just Wisconsin. No need to overreact. No, that's not how we do it here. You know how we roll on Overreaction Sunday here on the Ohio State Football Report. 34-0. The Buckeyes take down Wisconsin. They handed it to Wisconsin on offense and defense all game long. They dominated, right? That's what happened in this game. That is why we will overreact. We have to overreact. 34-0, a shutout, a dominating win for the Buckeyes. You're going to try and tell me I'm not supposed to overreact in this one. Not going to do it. Not going to have it from anyone talking about overreacting, whatnot. I'm going to make it happen. I want to overreact to a game like this. I have to overreact to a game like this. The Buckeyes were that good. The win looked that good. So obviously that's what we're going to do in this one. First, want to let you guys know we continue to have our watch parties. Bye week's coming up, so we will have content for the bye week. Make sure you guys are plugged in with that. Be sure to subscribe. A lot happening for Ohio State. Like I said, we're going into a bye week. We want to assess everything, and then that home stretch of the season going in to what the Buckeyes believe will be the Big Ten title, playoff game, this, that, and more for them, so be sure to subscribe. All right, here we go. For Ohio State, Julian Sayin for Heisman. Many are saying it. How many believe it? I do. Proper reaction to believe that the Buckeyes QB1 is worthy of, it being discussed in the top 5. You name it. You name it. With Julian Sayin and the Heisman, I think right now it absolutely has to be talked about. Julian Sayin up for the Heisman, being talked about for the Heisman. I mean, 36 of 42, 85%. 4 touchdowns, and almost 400 yards passing. He was amazing. He was amazing against Wisconsin. Quality opponent enough, I guess. Again, we're assessing where we're at with that. But it seems like Ryan Day finally let loose on Julian Sayin, and I believe he should be in the Heisman conversation. A lot of quarterbacks have moved up, down, in, and out of that conversation. He's in the top 5. He's played like it. He looks like it. I want to see more love for Julian Sayin getting a Heisman. Speaking of love, drop down into the comments right now. I want to see you guys show love to Julian Sayin by spamming 10. Get your 10s down in the chat, down below. I want to see more love for Julian Sayin. He showed up and showed out. Leaving a simple 10 in the comment section, I think, show some love to QB1 that's absolutely playing like QB1 right now for Ohio State. All right, our next overreaction involves Jeremiah Smith and the Heisman. Has Jeremiah Smith worked himself out of the Heisman conversation? Absolutely not. That is an overreaction. I don't appreciate that talk of saying getting it, but now all of a sudden Smith is out. I actually thought it would be the opposite. I always said that when Smith benefits, Sayin benefits, and vice versa, right? I actually thought that would be the reason that Sayin's not involved in the Heisman conversation. Now, the big deal here is the limelight's kind of being stolen just a tiny bit from Jeremiah Smith. And that could hurt his Heisman hopes, but I don't think he's out of it right now. That is not happening for him. Carnell Tate's having big games. Bo Jackson had his moment. Now Sayin's having a little bit of his moment. And, of course, the defense is really the lead story for Ohio State. JJ, hang in there. Stay in the Heisman conversation. I think he will, and I think a big, big, big game is coming for Jeremiah Smith that will vault him back into the Heisman conversation. So I am excited to see that one. Our next overreaction or underreaction or proper reaction, you guys know how it works. Run game is the weak link for Ohio State. Overreaction. The word weak link, that's tough. You're going to go to weak link? I think that's really difficult. To say any part of the offense right now is a weak link. They're undefeated. They're shutting teams out, putting up 30-plus per game. I think they're at 20. No, they should be at 30-plus points per game. I mean, no part of the offense is a weak link. That's just a fact. That's just a fact right now for this offense. Weak link's a drastic word. I just think the running backs aren't as good as we thought they'd be. But I do also try to consider, with Ohio State's run game, one big, big thing is the offense is driven by the pass. They're a pass-first offense. They have so many weapons on offense that they need to feed and let eat. Running backs are kind of second. Then you go to the fact that C.J. Donaldson is not exactly the utmost top-notch running back. I think he's very good for what the Buckeyes want. He does a good job with what he does well, but he's not an all-around back like Judkins or Henderson or combined. And Jackson's still figuring it all out, and Peoples hasn't been what you hoped. It's a weird running game situation. The Buckeyes have to get it fixed. Ryan Day talked about it after the game. Once again, it's clear that that will be an issue going forward that Ohio State wants to fix in the run game. But I want to know what you guys think on this. What is your confidence level in Ohio State's run game right now? How confident are you in the Buckeyes to kind of go out there and run the ball? If it came down to it, if they had to run the ball to win the game, if somebody got hurt and it was all run, do you trust Ohio State to get it done with the running backs they have, with the schemes they have, with the things they've done running the ball? Scale it for me 1 to 10. All right, I want to let you guys know this episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss out on any of the excitement this season with PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. I always like to remind you guys that my favorite part about PrizePicks is how easy it is. You just pick a stat projection with 2 to 6 players on it, and if you're right, you could cash in. And right now we've been talking a lot about stacks, right? So that 2 to 6 player stat projection I just mentioned, you utilize stacks. You can go with the same player in that lineup 3 times. Josh Allen rushing, Josh Allen passing, Josh Allen touchdowns, if that's the way you wanted to go with it. The way we went with it for the Buckeyes and the Badgers, Jeremiah Smith, Julian Sayin, and Lance Mason, the tight end for the Badgers, looked really good on everything. Smith got his catches, more on those receptions, more on the Sayin touchdown passes, got it. And, of course, you're playing the Ohio State defense, so they shut them up and shut them down. Mason was a part of that, so we'd love to see that. Also, with PrizePicks, if you liked a lineup like that, you can go on the app and copy it in one click. It could be a friend, celebrity partner, or someone whose picks you like. Hit that follow button and check out every lineup they create with the new feed tab. Yes, if you go right to the feed tab on PrizePicks, that's kind of where it's happening right now. I think that's really cool. I know a lot of people really wanted that ability to copy lineups, and that's exactly what PrizePicks brought to the people. So I got to appreciate them for that. So at this point, what you want to do now, download the app today, the PrizePicks app, and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Back to our overreactions. Do the Buckeyes need to switch kickers, make a change at kicker, so on and so forth? Jayden Fielding missing from 38 yards today against Wisconsin. I'm not going to act like Jayden Fielding's 50-50 kicking right now, but the fact is you have one job, and that's to make kicks. He's missed 2 this year, 1 from 50-plus, and the 38-yarder. We've established, I've talked about many times, Jayden Fielding cannot hit a 50-plus yard field goal. He has tried many times in his career to hit a 50-plus yard field goal, and he hasn't been able to do it. The Buckeyes' backup, Jackson Courville, has hit a 50-yarder. That kind of makes me wonder, should the Buckeyes at least examine, at least think about, or straight up make the change to go to a different kicker? Is that a change the Buckeyes should make? I think at this point in time, it's a proper reaction. Let's start working Courville into different situations. Take a chance when it's 50-plus yards. Let Courville do it. Let Courville have a game, right? You go up against Purdue coming up. I know they're improved, but still not great. Let Courville kick. Why not? What do you have to lose? You'll know going into the playoff what you have in your kicker, whether it be Courville or Fielding. Maybe you know, hey, Fielding's going to miss some, and that's just what it is. Almost cost us the Michigan game. I can't get that out of my head. I wonder about that all the time. I think it's a proper reaction right now that Ohio State should think about switching kickers. But I want to know, what do you guys think on this one? Is it too much to think the Buckeyes should test out or try something new at the kicking position? Fielding's experienced, obviously. He's a senior, and it's not like he's missing kicks left and right? But, like I said, maybe you want to make that change Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Type Y for yes, the Buckeyes should make a change at kicker, or type N for no, they should keep going with what they've got. All right, we finish out with a overreaction. I'm going overreaction on this one. The Buckeyes' schedule is trash. The haters in the comments, the trolls in the comments, love saying this, love mentioning that. I blame Texas. We thought Texas was going to be a juggernaut, and that win would look so good if Texas was in the top 10. They're working their way back there, by the way. They're back in the top 25. We were banking on Penn State being good. Not the case. We thought Michigan might be ranked towards the end of the season. That's not the case. I don't know if Illinois will be ranked. Washington lost it. Look at me going on and on and on about the schedule. I will stick by my reaction before of saying the Buckeyes have had different tests. I still think Texas is a good team. I think Illinois is a solid Big Ten opponent. I think this stretch of 3 road games in 4 games is worth noting as a challenge or something challenging for Ohio State. I don't know if exactly they'll be ready to go for the Big Ten title, for the playoffs because of their schedule. I do know they won't be hurt by the schedule they've had going into that. I think the Big Ten title is their warm-up to the playoff. I think it's a perfect fit. Had fun overreacting with you guys on this. Be sure to review that list and let me know what you think. Overreaction, underreaction, proper reaction, everything going on with Ohio State football.